started up here, it's hard to remember sometimes. Fran and I were going through a lay ministry training program. It was 3 years long, where we traveled every quarter to a different place to receive training to make us stronger in the ministries that we'd be involved with in the churches we were from. And we just didn't have Baptists, we had a Methodist guy too. In fact, he went on to pastor a church in Colorado. And so it was during that end of that time, that last year, we had to have a project. And Larry Dobson thought, well, there's this little church up in Peterson. And I'd preached up there before, when they were meeting at the Now Care Center at the time. In fact, the first time I preached there, the LDS ward was bringing chairs over for the people to worship, because we had like 40 people there. And so it was an interesting time, but I preached up there several times before, so I wasn't unknown to what was up here. But since that time, they've undergone some transitions that threatened to take the church from a community-type church to a more structured, conservative type church. The idea behind Morgan Valley was to be a community church welcoming a number of faiths, and not just one line of thought. It's broader than that. When I come up here, we had 4 people. Marge was one of those, Monica was one of those, I mean, pardon? 5 people, okay, 5 people. See, like I said, a lot of things I can't remember about back then. And we were using Methodist hymnals, because they're Methodist. So we bargained everything revolved everything around that. But I came up here at the beginning of 1991, and we started to grow from that point. We ended up, after a while, we had a Sunday school, we had children, I had children's sermons. It was a time of growth and of happiness. It allowed me to do some other things. I preached at the prison down in Draper, where it was. Now it's the other direction, for a year. And even towards the end of that, we even took about 10 members of our church to the prison. We probably couldn't get in today. Their restrictions are a lot tighter than they used to be. It's quite a process to get into the prisons nowadays. But it allowed me to preach at the Rescue Mission, that was in Ogden. I was on the Camp Utah board. Now, for a while, I think I kept books under QuickBooks, which I'd never used before. I'm used to the old way you do things. You post here, and look, make sure. Software does it automatically. And did it go there? I don't know. I have to go look to make sure the books were kept right. But it's quite a process. But the time up here was something I'll always remember. It was a time not only for the growth of the church, but my own personal growth. When I came up here, I happened to look back at my little memorabilia when I was installed here, and I requested 2 hymns. One of them was Leaning on the Everlasting Arms and Standing on the Promises. No matter what you do from here forward, those 2 things still hold true. By leaning on the everlasting arms and standing on the promises that God has made for His people, no matter where they are in life, whether it's this church or that church, it doesn't matter. You can take those 2 things to heart, that God is still with you no matter what you do, but cherish the memories that you have